bring the extra award paper?
Yes, it's all done.
Kill.
It took me a minute to figure out how to do it in color. The printer was like not very
You know what? I realized that I shouldn't have been doing it in color, and the region ones are black and white. So in the future, I'll just do them all black and white. Make it really easy. I guess I'm doing this on my own. Unless you want to hop on and broadcast it.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Hudsonville High School. As we continue our Michigan Water Polo Association State Tournament. Today's matchup will be Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles in the dark caps versus Saline Hornets
Well, welcome back to the Michigan Water Polo Association State Tournament for the girls. Second game between the teams that lost their quarterfinals here at Hudsonville. Be the Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles and the Saline Hornets. Skyline in the dark caps, Saline in the white, couple of district foes. Same as what we will see district foes-wise in the semifinal coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. Skyline attacking left to right across. If you're just listening here, joined by Aaron Doobie here who's helping us out. Opening sprint, and we are underway here from Hudsonville. Third game of the day. Brent Augustine, Raheem Brown, the officials. Opening sprint won by Allie Deininger, who's trying to bust down the right side now. Skyline lost a narrow 4-3 decision to Grandville in the quarterfinals. Great game. Skyline had a second half 3-2 lead. Saline took it a little bit from Hudsonville. 16-2 was the final earlier here. Here's Ella Enrique Shakespeare in the center. Pestered there on the defensive crash. Taken away, and Saline picks the ball back up. Just about an hour and a half break here. Maybe 2 at most for Saline. No, it was about an hour and a half, sorry. Got the time mixed up a little bit, so not much of that. Apologies, our game clock a little bit behind here. Taken away here by Ann Arbor Skyline. We'll get that clock situation fixed for you in a sec. Into the middle, chance for Ann Arbor Skyline to take an early lead, and off the bar and in. Ann Arbor Skyline 1-0 in front. Ali Guevara picks up the goal for the Eagles. Make it 1-0. Winner of this game plays for 5th place tomorrow. It's an opportunity to finish as high as the top 5 for both of these squads. Skyline last 2 years ago finished 4th their last trip to the state tournament. On the outside here, Sydney Anderson, a long winding shot off the top of the crossbar and wide. Goal judges today, Pete Hewitt, Brendan Cortad. Hewitt down to our left, Cortad to our right. Table workers, Zach Silva down in front of us running the clock. Into set, Enrique Shakespeare working it one-on-one with Cook, powering her way back to the ball. On her back, lob shot, a big stop there by Holloway, sticks up the left hand. And a good stop to keep this a 1-goal game. Rebecca Godek, head coach of the Eagles. Nathan Barnett of the Hornets. A shorter break for Saline after that loss to Hudsonville. Not only that, they only have one player on the bench. Certainly battle-tested, a lot of minutes on these legs already this evening. Exclusion drawn here. Deininger headed to the corner. Skyline picks up their first 6-on-5, second game of the tournament. Anderson back to Cook. Far side, they were looking down there for Brooke Alexander. Back to the top, Anderson. Anderson thinking about it, takes it. Aaliyah Tracy makes the save. Nice play to scoop it out away. Give that one to Lauren McNeil, who works her way up the pool. Ann Arbor Skyline out to a 1-0 lead here. One exclusion on Deininger. Played a strong game in the first quarterfinal against Grandville earlier. Cross pool pass here. They're out past half pool is Deininger. Sets it in on Enrique Shakespeare. Cook with good defense swimming around the outside. Here comes Anderson up the pool, the lefty. In some traffic, looking to break it out. Scoop pass to the near side. Opportunity for Burchart. Burchart swings it back to the middle, kind of a 50-50 pass. Going to be taken away here by Ann Arbor Skyline. That's Olivia Andrew Vaughn, who swam right into a steal. 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. Apologies again. Game clock is not synced up. Our television broadcast with the actual clock is being run manually. So keep an eye on that. We will correct it as often as needed. Down the right side, Deininger's got a little bit of room on the drive. Up top, Sloan didn't see her coming, so 3:26 to go. So we'll let the clock catch up here on the TV broadcast as Saline picks the ball back up after a turnover. Still a 1-0 game in favor of Ann Arbor's Skyline, who got the first goal of the game. It's Guevara's goal. Guevara tried to get a ball under there up top on Burchart. Burchart finds Anderson right side. Cook trying to cut into the middle on Enrique Shakespeare. Two of them battle it out in center. Out to the near side, Oyemba's got it. Joanne Oyemba. Cross pull pass, here's Anderson. Anderson, that long shot again for the top right corner, labeled and stopped that time by Aaliyah Tracy, who also had a good quarterfinal game earlier. All-region performer. Pass takes a fortuitous skip up the pool to McNeil. McNeil trying to cut in here, rolls back, shot is blocked easily that time by Sydney Anderson. 2:40 on the clock in the first, and it's a 1-goal Skyline lead as they miss on an opportunity up the pool. As the game goes on, you wonder what kind of legs Saline still has after seeing some serious minutes in that first game. They're playing hard. They played hard against Hudsonville. Here's Anderson, right side, trying to draw the foul out there. Tries a second time, hands up by McNeil, doesn't give her much. Smart dump into the corner that time by Anderson as the shot clock is out, and cause Aaliyah Tracy to make a trip towards the bench, puts it in play. Down to 2:05 to go here in the first. Ball up the pool, skips its way to Olivia Andrew Vaughn. Near side, Deininger got a turn, had her hand on top of the ball and got balled under by Joanne Oyemba. Good defensive play up top. Pass over the top, opportunity here for Brooke Alexander. Swings her way back and turns it right over to Allie Guevara. She was defended kind of 1-on-3 down there. Lost her advantage and turned it over. Guevara, right side, Deininger. Deininger, ball in hand. Sweeps this one down low, looking for Sloan. Nobody in the center position right now for Skyline. 10 on the shot clock. Trying to drive someone in there. Sloan letting the clock bleed. Doesn't really have much of anything to work with here. Down to 4 on the shot clock. She'll dump that one into the corner and go back defensively and try and get something new. Still a minute and 15 on the clock here in the first half as we're going to let our clock catch up. Minute and 8 now. Saline with the ball. Oyemba's got a little bit of room down this left side, thinking about it. She's got Cook in center, trying to get the ball there. A good defensive pressure on the press to the outside. That time on Oyemba, back to the outside. New shot clock was given inexplicably, and they're going to call the ball out. We'll take a quick break here as they get the clock situated. 49 seconds officially on the clock here in the quarter. Oyemba was given a new shot clock as she passed it up the pool. At most, I would think under 10 seconds remaining on that clock. Not much of anything. You can see if you look at the water, a couple of the Saline players laying back and floating and just trying to catch their breath after a really tough first game. 12 on the shot clock here. Saline gets the ball. Up top, Dory Cook. Cook looking for somebody. She has Oyemba, didn't find her. Burchart way out at mid-pool, and she'll swing that one down the right side. Get rid of it. Aaliyah Tracy's going to have to make another trip towards that far sideline. Pops it into play. Looking up the pool. Gives it ahead to Olivia Andrew Vaughn. Will be joined by Matt Latham here in the second corner on color. Down the right side, Deininger surveying the middle, looking for a driver. Driver didn't drive ball side, so has nothing. Oh, trying to go backdoor to Guevara. Guevara into some traffic, taken away by Cook. And Saline will have an opportunity at the last possession up the pool. Holloway takes a couple of steps up the pool. Clock counting from that far bench. Inside 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Anderson thinking about it. Going to be a push-off offensively. Counter ball into the pool. Tracy has it. took a little bit too much time to get the shot away. That's how the first quarter will end. 1-0 Ann Arbor Skyline. Take a quick break, bring it back here in just a moment. Back here now, joined by Matt Latham on the broadcast. It's 1-0 Ann Arbor Skyline through one quarter. Glad to have my clock operator and color commentator. You're not the best color commentator in the league for nothing, Monty.
Those that show up late.
Well, let's put that on me because I think a couple of times just in my just being busy and not thinking, I was thinking the second game was 5:30, so that's on me.
Well, you know what they say, though. If you're on time, you're late. So
Exactly. I think Dave McWater said that exact thing to me today, actually.
Yeah.
Which sounds about right when you think about it.
Although, in my defense, I think I'm 20 minutes early, so.
Exactly. End of the first, 1-0 Ann Arbor Skyline, mostly a defensive game, some offensive turnovers. And Matt, as a coach, that's probably been, I'm going to assume you've been in this game before, right?
On the boys' side, yes, I have been in the consolation bracket. It's interesting because, again, I mentioned earlier that being here is an accomplishment, and your kids are usually really excited, but having to get over that disappointment of winning the first or losing the first round game is critical. The difference this year being that the consolation semis are the same day as the first round game as opposed to the next day, so you don't have a lot of time to sulk after that loss. So.
No, that's true. You really have to get over it in very quick fashion here. And just a short turnaround. We thought it was going to be about a 2-hour break, but it really amounts to, maybe an hour and a half for a Saline team with 8 kids on the squad right now here.
Yep, and that's not easy.
And so it's going to be a false start, I believe, on the sprint. It will be Skyline ball. Your eyes still hurt. It's not fun, but you got to get back up for this. And it's an opportunity to be one of the top 5 teams in the state.
Yep, it's always good to say you're top 5. Has kind of a nice ring to it.
It's not easy.
And even for the team that happens to lose this game, tomorrow when you play in that 7th place game, just getting a win at the state tournament is huge.
And for some teams, that's the whole goal. Some teams you get there for the first time ever, and it's like if we can win a game at states, that could be a springboard to better things in our future.
Yep.
This ball is tossed out of play, this time by Sloan. That's no different than a dump then, is it, Matt, to throw the ball out of play inadvertently?
Correct. Yeah, pretty much the same call. Clock stops, turn it over.
Only difference is no one has to swim to the corner to get the ball, just a counter ball comes in.
Yep. Yeah, which actually hurts the the defensive team more.
Yes, of course. That's a good point. I was thinking that through because you don't see it that often. Here's Brooke Alexander. A shot fired it off the crossbar and ends up into the near corner. Good shot there from the outside. Aaliyah Tracy, not a goaltender that's easy to beat. One of the better goalies in the state. Proved that in the first game. Had a monster fourth quarter, and you feel a little bit for her in the performance she put on, Matt.
You do, but hopefully, she's got a strong head and stays positive because, like we've already said, you still have a chance to place top 5, still have a chance to win a couple of games.
That's a big stop by Holloway, and it's nearly late whistle here from Brent Augustine. Going to be a 2-meter corner throw. Just trickled towards the goal line.
And that's what most people don't realize is that far side official who might be on the perimeter can see that stuff a little bit easier than the attacking official.
Yep, and now Brent Augustine giving an explanation here to Nathan Barnett, coach of Saline.
For the people listening, if you ever watch the officials, usually the officials that are kind of higher quality will move around a lot more to make sure that they're always in a good position to see what's going on.
Counter up the pool, and Burchard put it in a 50-50 spot, but drew the ordinary just before she nearly threw the ball away that time. Burchard on the outside, trying to work it in. hard foul over the top this time by Guevara. Anderson, the lefty, with it up top. Got a defender coming in from behind. Got to look out. Push the ball in the right spot. Long shot from the outside, and reading that one like a book, that's Aaliyah Tracy. That's an excellent stop. She's been good today. We talked to Rebecca Godek in between games, and she said the improvement from last year to this year, and obviously you can see it here in the way she's played in the postseason, has been huge for her. Unfortunately for Rebecca, she's a senior.
Yeah, that's hard, but hopefully, you know, she's been able to work with younger kids and bring that next person along, so to speak.
You know, Matt, one thing I've noticed in this game more than a lot of others I've seen so far this season, I've seen more corner dumps in this session here at Hudsonville than I've seen all season combined.
It's an interesting strategy because I know some coaches don't mind you taking that last second shot, but sometimes when you have that desperation heave, it's a little better for the for your defense in transition to just dump the ball and live to fight another day.
Yep. Here's Cook in center. Cook fires the shot wide right. Enrique Shakespeare harassed her just enough to send the shot off the mark, and unable to get a lot on it that time was Cook.
You can see this game's already got the feel of our first game today.
A little more physical. These are two teams that are more than familiar with each other. I believe their 5th meeting of the season.
I know one time when I was coaching at Okemos with the boys, we played Jenison like 6 times in 1 year, and we weren't even in the same region.
Hard pass.
And we saw each other at the state tournament.
The only thing I can think of that reminds me of that is when I was in high school and you coached Okemos, and I think we saw Okemos 4 or 5 times that year.
You get to the point where you're kind of sick of each other.
Although we kind of created that weird bromance. I don't know if you remember that Rockford tournament back then where we were all shaking hands and making dinner plans.
I think I'm a little older, though. I don't remember that.
On the outside, here's Dory Cook. Cook's got Oyemba driving. Cook thinking about it. Back to the top side. Burchart, just a few on the shot clock. A long shot right into the red basket there and taken away. It'll be a timeout for Rebecca Godek and the Ann Arbor Skyline Eagles as she gives her Eagles a break.
Certainly a good time to try to get refocused about halfway through the quarter.
The eyes on Rebecca Godek, I think, told the whole story on a little bit of her frustration on what's going on in the offensive end of the pool and the way she called her players over. I can tell you, she is, when you're in the water, she is an intimidating coach to play against. I think when I played, I was more intimidated of her than I was the players I was playing against.
Well, that's kind of scary.
Yeah. An excellent coach.
I know we there were a couple times on the girls' side when I was coaching the Okemos girls and we saw we were going to play each other at regionals. There was, a quick call or text that just said, "Why did you finish where you finished?" Because we didn't want to see one another. So.
No, that's one of those coaches you never want to see. Nathan Barnett has also done a good job with the Saline team. Consider the fact you're at the state tournament with 8 kids. I mean, that's no small feat.
Oh, that's not easy to do. And, we said Saline's got a lot to be proud of to be here, to be competing at this tournament. It's a great learning experience, win or lose. I mean, obviously coaches here are trying to win, but, even if you don't, you can take something from it.
Yeah, and the more you figure, you get 8 kids, so the kids are going to get probably as much in terms of states minutes as you can ever really have, and a lot of young kids in the water as well. So an opportunity. They're playing in a close game here in the second game of the day, and give them a lot of credit for bouncing back and being ready to play this game. I think offensively they look a little bit tired, but defensively they've been pretty darn solid. Yeah,
and as a coach, you're going to be staying the night for that placement game tomorrow. You're going to have some tired kids that are going to go back to their hotel rooms and probably just fall asleep.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of them are going to stay up for the All-State announcements. They might be going to bed as soon as this game is over.
As anybody knows who has played this, it's not an easy sport to kind of do an Ironman. And
no. My mom always asked me if it was as bad as I made it seem when I would come home, and I was like, you have no idea. This is worse than swimming.
But in a good way.
In a good way. Exclusion called here. Enrique Shakespeare wide open. Great defensive play. A huge recovery. Oh, and I think that's going to be.
That probably. It's going to come down to when he actually called it, I think. If the far side official heard it when the goalie had the ball, he might get away with it.
Yeah, I don't know. That should be an illegal timeout.
Which would result in the penalty.
That's when they heard it. Or it's a penalty, or you can choose to have possession of the ball. At this point in the game, I would assume you want the penalty.
Actually, at this point in the game, I believe it's just a penalty.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
When the offense uses an illegal timeout, then it's a turnover. When the defense uses an illegal timeout, it's a penalty. When nobody has the ball, which is what that situation kind of looked like, it's also a penalty. But, again, it's kind of when the coach called it. If the far side official heard timeout, when the goalie had the ball, then they might allow it.
So Brent Augustine talking it over with him. So we'll see what this is going to end up being. I would imagine if it's not a 5-meter, we might hear some protests from that bench down to our left. They're talking it over to the scorebook.
And in either way, if it's an illegal timeout, no matter what, they also, I believe, lose that timeout.
So initially, there was an exclusion called on Saline's 3, Burchart. So now Rebecca Kodak getting the explanation from fellow board member Brent Augustine.
And near side official just called the penalty.
Yep. Right call was made.
And I think that's a good job by both of them to get together, discuss what happened, what they saw, and especially for that far side official who's closest to the bench, because they're the one that's probably in most communication with the bench.
I think Nathan knew immediately when he did that, because there was not any protest from him the moment he did it. I think he meant to call it there. Here's Deininger with a shot. She flew it over top of the cage.
And what's funny is it doesn't matter. Coach K of the Olympic team, I believe it was either the 16 or 12 Olympics, called the timeout when they didn't have the ball and they're up 1 in the semifinals, and it cost them at least a goal that resulted in the game being an overtime game. So it can happen to anybody.
2:44 to go in the second. Been a good game. 1-0 the score, Skyline, and Deininger gets a steal. Seen a lot of her. She's been really good. Deininger busting it up the pool. She's got some room if everybody clears out. Dory Cook trying to crash towards the middle to break up the rush. Here comes Deininger still running her way down there. She spins back, drops it off for Guevara. Guevara, right side. Turn it over to Yemba, and a quick whistle from Raheem Brown, and it will be Saline ball.
Steal by Saline's number 10, Joanne O'Neill.
25 on the shot clock, 2:05 to go in the half. Both squads have used a timeout, albeit Saline's an illegal timeout, so they also do lose that timeout per the rules. No one had possession of the ball when the horn was blown. Intent to call timeout does not count there. It's based on when the official heard it. There is a dump into the far corner that flies out of bounds into the exclusion area, and Aaliyah Tracy gets the counter ball from the cannon-armed Pete Hewitt. Still got a good arm down there.
That is a nerve-wracking job because you do not want to mess it up because everybody notices.
One, everybody notices, and two, people complain for years to come if they have a bad counter ball guy.
You don't want to have the ball hit the post.
Ooh, a shot, and kind of fanning on the stop there was Holloway, but it lands in the water in front of the right goal post and dies, so Holloway gets back to it and stays a one-goal game. Matt, we've seen one low-scoring game already today, 4-3 the final in the first quarterfinal. The other one not so much, but a lot more low-scoring games. The state tournament typically 6-4 quarterfinal between Huron and Rockford earlier. Exclusion drawn on Deininger. That's going to be her second. In deep, Burchart, and she puts her hand on top of the ball. And Nathan Barnett making the face that every water polo coach has made when their kid gets ball under it in that spot.
Yeah, but that was a good call by the official, though.
A great call. More in frustration. Don't put your hand on top of the ball, kids, if you're watching and preparing to play in your high school career. If you put your hand on top of the ball, bad things will happen, especially on offense. Here comes a double drive here for Enrique Shakespeare and Guevara. Guevara stops, slowing in, and the entry pass about 3 or 4 seconds too late, so it's a shot clock violation. 20 on the clock here in the second. Good pipes in that goalie. Good communicating down there, but turned over nearly into a cluster.
If you're a goalie out there, your goalie should be your top communicator in the water. You see everything.
Alexander, long shot save. There's a rebound to the near side, And it's a ball under created that time. Aaliyah Tracy makes a great play defensively. And that is how the half will end. It is 1-0 Ann Arbor Skyline, the slimmest of margins here. Not a lot of offense in this game, and some good goaltending and defense for both squads, as that's where we're at the half, Matt.
Solid defensive effort on both sides. Kids are probably getting a little tired, so make for an interesting second half here.
We're going to take a little break here. We'll bring it back, and we will start the second half coming up in about 4 minutes. A little break, talk a little bit about what's going on around the MWPA, and get some scores from the other game going on between Ann Arbor, Huron, and Seaholm coming up next on the MWPA Network. Well, second half about to get underway here in the consolation brackets. First game between Ann Arbor Skyline and Saline, two district rivals. It has not been a barn burner. It is 1-0. Ann Arbor Skyline in front. Only goal from Ali Guevara in the first half. Harrison Watt, Matt Latham on the call here, and Saline kind of used that halftime just to catch their breath, as you could imagine, with, again, 8 kids on their roster. They have been very impressive, keeping this to a 1-goal game. Ann Arbor Skyline kind of spread out, had circle time with Rebecca Godek, and I think maybe a little come back to reality here. An excellent team, the East Regional champions.
Certainly got to try to find that motivation to find that same energy they had in the first game to win the second half.
It's a great sprint toss there by Brent Augustine. I don't know if you saw where that ball landed, but it was just about perfect. That's why he's the director of officiating. Got to do the little things right. On the top side, Deininger gives it right side to Guevara. She's got a little room. Going to throw a long lob off the goal post, and it rode the goal line and just missed. It was a high, loping lob shot off the inside of the goal post, and wow, close to a 2-0 lead.
And the goal judge is right there as well as the official. Both shook their head no.
Score update from East Kentwood. Ann Arbor Huron leads at 8-0 over Birmingham Seaholm at the half, as Guevara gets excluded and promptly turned right over to Ann Arbor Skyline. That's tough.
Yeah, you got to protect the ball.
Ball under from over the top. Anderson got Burchart wide open, and she scores. Saline has tied the game at 1. As Elizabeth Burchart picks up the big goal here for the Hornets.
Speaking of protecting the ball, Skyline turns it right over on a ball under. Good heads-up play there by the Saline defender.
It was Sydney Anderson who came kind of sideways over the top, got the ball under, and sitting alone in front was Burchart. Not a lot of Leah Tracy was going to do about that. We're tied at 1. If you're wondering, the chant is for Skyline. We seem to be in the Skyline section here where our microphones are. We promise it's not a home game. Down the right side, Sloan. Drive and a swim over the top that time, going down the middle by Olivia Andrew Vaughn. Pretty easy call that time from the near side.
Sorry, your clock operator here was getting a little punchy with the numbers, so had to correct the game stream clock.
Not a problem. One point of emphasis for anybody wondering, especially in a close game, our TV clock is not synced up with the game clock, so there may be some difference. Down the near side, Oyemba, she's got some room. Burchart's got inside water. Here's Dory Cook. Cook from the outside. Long shot, didn't get a lot on it. Falls right in front of Tracy. Tracy's got to counter up the pool on the left side. Didn't look there right away. Now she does. Oh, she's got a cannon. That looks like John Elway down the left side. Here comes McNeil. Swings around, looking for the shot. Fanned on it. It flew off the tips of her fingers and wide.
I think you're going to date yourself with that reference. People are Googling John Elway right now.
He's over 30.
John Elway. All right. Enough from the peanut gallery.
Maybe more Tom Brady.
Well, the
Patrick Mahomes.
The thing is, Elway's got the zip, and there wasn't always a lot of arc on those passes. It was just coming in at 150, and that's what that pass looked like. Long shot from the outside, wide right that time by Anderson, as the hecklers are out in full force.
I'm not saying I disagree, just picked an older quarterback there.
I was only 6 when he retired, so.
Well, that's my point.
Here's McNeil again. She's got another opportunity here. McNeil slows up, and because of it, her shot is blocked. A hand on the elbow. And Ella Enrique Shakespeare guilty there. Down the middle, Burchart in front. Going to be an easy exclusion on Guevara here. Burchart looking for some help, pops the ball. Alexander's got it, and it will be timeout Saline. That was close because Alexander was getting back to the ball, and I think just touched it when the timeout was called. Looks like it's going to be I thought it was going to be a 30-second timeout.
Now we're huddling.
He's touching his shoulders.
30-second timeout.
Yep, it was just a 30-second timeout that time, and I think even Nathan Barnett thought he was going to have more time than he thought.
Yeah, I can tell you as an official, you look at the coach right away, and if you don't see that signal, you just assume it's a full timeout. But for a 30-second timeout, you cannot huddle.
Correct. So the ball will come back out to mid-pool. Guevara in the exclusion area for Ann Arbor Skyline. It's a 1-1 game. 3:53 to go. 3:55 rather. There's 2 seconds added back to the clock here in the third. You know what kind of game this is, Matt? This is a Will Hart game. I think somebody had to say it. Microphone.
Will, if you're listening, that means it's a nice defensive game.
I played, when I was an assistant coach with Grandville a few years back, we played an overtime game in the 5th, 6th place game that was 2-2. We had the lead with about a minute to go, and he did his Will Hart boogeyman nonsense, and it was tied, and then we lost in overtime. And so this is what we call a Will Hart type of game, 1-1 late into the third. They're going to run the clock down to the correct time. It will be 3:50 on the clock.
That doesn't help the streaming clock operator.
No, they are really throwing us for a loop here. Now it's 3:55 again. Man, oh man.
The streaming clock is just going to wait.
I agree. Hopefully a goal not scored in the first 4 seconds.
And then it's still going to wait.
Right side, Alexander's with it. Alexander pump fakes a couple times, walks it in, got some room. Oh, she's got it into the low spot, and a quick shot by Dory Cook. Skipped its way in front of the goal, but not much on it, and Aaliyah Tracy makes another stop. You know, Matt, that's the spot you want to be able to get it to on a 6-on-5. It's rarely, if ever, open. Just missed on the shot.
Yeah, and it was actually kind of impressive that they got it there that quickly. Sometimes you don't get that to the last few seconds of the 6-on-5.
Just the way the defense shifted there. Oyemba swimming into a pass up the left side. She's got some room. Here's Joanne Oyemba. Thinking about it. Now she's trying to go back, and her pass slips off her fingertips and turn it over. Sloan looking up the pool, looking for Guevara. Hard, ordinary foul that time. Here's Guevara, passes to the outside. We've seen a lot of that today. Takes away, good angle at the goal that time. Here's Guevara. Guevara thinking about it. Now she'll take a long lob shot wide left of the goalpost, rather, on the outside. And Saline picks it back up. 2:49 to go in the third. We have a combined 2 goals in this game. One aside. Skyline has taken 1 full timeout, 1 full for Saline, and a 30 for Saline. And that's where we are. Late in the third quarter, 12 on the shot clock. Oyemba looking for a lane. Turned it over into the middle of Deininger.
Those low-scoring games make for quick game summaries.
Yes. In my real job, that's fun. In this job, it does not matter that much. Up the pool, chance for Burchart. Burchart in alone on Tracy. Burchart takes the shot and scores, and it's a 2-1 Saline lead with 2:06 to go in the third. Their first lead in any game of the state tournament.
And ball control there for Skyline again, getting a little sloppy, led to that opportunity. I'm sure that Coach Godek is going to talk to her team about that.
Back up the pool, here's Guevara trying to reply are the Eagles. 2-1 Hornets lead, 1:55 to go in the third. Ordinary foul up top, Burchart guilty. Guevara picks it back up, drops it off to Deininger. Near side Sloan. 10 on the shot clock, gives it to Guevara. Guevara shot from the outside, off the fingertips there of Holloway, then off the crossbar.
Seen a lot of crossbars and posts today.
Yeah, they have been busy. Not sure if they need a new paint job in between these games.
Iron unkind.
1:26 to go. Sorry.
Or really graphite unkind, I guess.
Is that what it's made of? 1:15 to go in the third.
I'd have to go down there and check.
5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Cook from the outside, and she swings it into the top right corner. Audrey Cook from near mid-pool launches one, and Ann Arbor Skyline needs a break. They call for a timeout. It's a 3-1 Hornet lead.
And that was a terrific shot, upper 90. Not much there the goalie could do on that one, even though it was from long distance. I think a very smart timeout for Skyline here late in the third quarter. Tried again to get her kids kind of fired up and focused, because it just right now Saline looks like they have all the energy.
Man, they small but mighty. They are battling hard here. Let's see if Ann Arbor Skyline can recover. 1:09 to go in the third. Score from the other consolation bracket game. Ann Arbor Huron leading at 10-2 on Birmingham Seaholm. So the winner of this game foreseeably will get Ann Arbor Huron in the 5th place game tomorrow. Loser of this game will get Birmingham Seaholm tomorrow.
And again, that sounds like a couple of matchups of teams that know each other quite well coming from the east side of the state.
Yep, Saline has seen Seaholm in the last week. It was a 3-goal game at the end there. Skyline and Seaholm saw each other last week. Both of these teams have seen Huron enough times to know. So right now, we are in a situation where all 4 West Side teams sweep the top 4.
Yeah, we were trying in between games to figure out if that has happened before, at least in recent memory, and I could not remember, at least on the girls' side. I remember times where 3 out of 4 might have been from one side of the state, but never 4 out of 4. At least since I've been around the last 15 years or so.
There are other teams on the West Side that did not make the state tournament that would have been really good teams in this tournament as well. So you're looking at, the West Side. I think they had a very strong year. The East Side had teams that got better as the year went along. And it's not like they all got blown out. These East Side teams came to states and they played some really good competitive games. They just ran into a couple of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, and that's it. Sometimes it's all about matchups, and you run into that tough one, and then you end up in the consolation bracket. But again, there's no shame being in the consolation bracket. You're still here, still have a chance to finish for these 2 teams in the top 5 spot.
Guevara into set. She's got Enrique Shakespeare battling away. Ordinary foul. Both teams that she's played against have been content to button her down. There's a shot off the left goalpost that time by Guevara from the point. And she's an all-region performer, Enrique Shakespeare. She's going to play at Pomona Pitzer next year in college. An excellent water polo player.
Yeah, that's a very strong Division III program.
And I think teams recognize how good she is, and their goal defensively has just been to button her up, and it has worked in this game, and it worked in the last game.
Yeah, she just needs some of her teammates to step up, and they're doing well on the defensive side, but just need to step up here on the offensive end.
Deininger's got McNeil down the left side. Not sure if they see her. Guevara, man, they had someone on the weak side away to the goal. Trying to find Enrique Shakespeare into center, steps to the ball, and she's got her hand on the ball. Fouled, and a ball under this time. Saline takes it away again. 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's the third quarter. Saline takes a 3-1 lead on Ann Arbor Skyline, headed to the 4th here in the consolation bracket.
Yeah, and again, kind of like their game earlier today, Skyline's got some players on the left side, the 1-2 side, and in that case the weak side of the pool, that are open. They just got to find them.
Look down to the pool deck to our left, and the teams preparing for the semifinals up next. Grandville in the house.
That's at 7, right?
That is a 7 o'clock game.
Okay,
yes,
7
correct.
Eastern.
7 Eastern.
Okay.
Come on.
Just got to make sure I set my phone to the correct time.
Well, that's on me. Reminder, we will be here broadcasting again next weekend. Be myself on the call. Matt Latham will be on the deck, doing what he does best. What he currently does best. He's also a great water polo coach. lost plenty of games to him in my polo playing career to know.
This is Harrison trying to apologize.
Apologize for being late.
For the
Yeah,
game time.
no, I was talking to Ian Hewitt the other day and was attempting to relive the glory days of being exceedingly average on a mediocre team. I miss playing though. It's a great sport. And we're set for the fourth quarter here. Skyline's taking 2 full timeouts, 1 full and a 30 for Saline, so they're both down to 2 left. Hornets lead at 3-1, and they just don't go away. This has been a great battle here today for the Saline Hornets.
And Saline, should be very proud at this point for how hard they've played, especially with the quick turnaround and short bench. It also is a testament, to their training and how well conditioned they are to be at this point. Still got 7 minutes though, so there's still a lot of time left.
Gonna have some news for you in just a moment here on a couple of players selected to the Northeast Zone and Great Lakes Zone rosters for USA. Rourke Montgomery from Birmingham Seaholm, the goaltender, one of them. Logan Stevens of Rockford, another one. Getting this information from good friend Maddie Zink and Mackenzie Rickard from the Rockford Aquatic Club.
And this is the ODP program that USA Water Polo puts on.
Emma Kaipanen, Xana Baker, Sophie Stallworth for the girls as well.
The ODP season generally starts up in November and runs through February for their tournaments, and then if you get selected for the national selection camp, that happens in the springtime normally, in a normal year.
Ball out at mid-pool as Ann Arbor Skyline's got it. And push off, I believe.
Yep. Oh. Offensive hand came out with the player that had the ball.
So 2 goals to Saline lead as they pick the ball back up. Skyline trying to fight their way back into this one. 6:38 to go into the fourth quarter. We'll have a little bit of a break in between these next 2 games. Ten on the shot clock here. Into the middle, here's Burchart. Burchart taken out from behind. Going to be an exclusion here on Ann Arbor Skyline. 16, Ali Guevara into the middle, and a 5-meter called. A little hand-to-hand contact. Andrew Vaughn takes that one.
2 pretty easy calls there to make. There is one distinction that if you are behind, you are still allowed to make contact with the ball and the hand, but there the defender clearly got the arm.
Audrey Cook on to take it. Ali Guevara, that's her 3rd of the game, so she's done. Cook on the shot. Big stop by Aaliyah Tracy. Left on top of it. Tried to go skip low right. Didn't get it far enough right. Not enough skip on it.
And at this point in the game, that's a big, big save. Keeping it a 2-goal game.
Well, she did that in the fourth quarter in the first game she played today. Tough here for Skyline as Guevara, one of the top performers here for the Eagles, and she is done and on the bench for the rest of the evening. Allowed back tomorrow, though. Here's Enrique Shakespeare in center, and she's ball undered from the side, that time by Anderson.
Yeah, it's just a hard play to make as an offensive player with 3 defenders right there guarding you.
She plays hard. She'll go 2-2 if she has to. Center D and hole. Now she's crashing in defensively, not giving Cook a lot of room to do much of anything. 8 on the shot clock. Dory Cook has it. Near side Oyemba. Oyemba's got some room. Won't shoot the ball that time, and that's the end of the shot clock. Shot might have come right as the clock expired there and is stopped that time by Aaliyah Tracy. Down the left side, here's McNeil with room. McNeil pulls it out. Great defense. Oh, and a late whistle that time. Thought that Anderson might have scooped that aside. Far side opportunity for Skyline to get back within 1, and the shot is partially blocked there. Jane Konigsberg, the junior, took it. Took a open palm to the elbow, and the shot died in front of her.
Yeah, that was a close call there on the steal. Certainly looked like it could have gone either way.
Over the top, looking for Cook. Cook gets it back to herself. Cook gets inside water, and a 5-meter drawn here, and the goal wiped off the board because of it. So Cook will have another opportunity for a 5-meter penalty shot.
Great offensive play there by Cook. The pass was thrown a little behind, and she was still able to secure it and keep inside water.
And her and Leah Tracy having a little bit of a chat here. Grinning, good sportsmanship.
You always tell your goalie, don't ever help. Don't get the ball to the shooter.
Shot off the crossbar by Cook. Might have been intimidated that time by Tracy after making that save earlier.
And 2 missed 5-meters now this quarter loom very large, considering it's still a 2-goal game.
Technically 4 out of 5 on 5 meters for Leah Tracy in the tournament so far.
Yeah, and that's impressive.
One off the crossbar, long shot from Deininger, rang it off the bar again. Boy, the crossbars, like you said, they have been busy. Deininger coming into the backside looking for the steal. 4 minutes and 20 to go here in the fourth. 3-1 Saline leads, a low-scoring affair.
Ooh, yep.
Over the top, hard there, and it's going to be Guevara. And you know what? She is fouled hard a number of times in these 2 games, and this time she gets called for it.
Yeah, there looked to be very clear head contact. It kind of looked like she wasn't sure what she did wrong there, but over the top, 2 hands, and on top of the head.
Lob shot, looking cross cage that time, but Saline can't add to the lead. And looks like Deininger might be done for the day. I think that's her 3rd. Frustrating there. 2 starters out for Skyline, down by 2. See what they got. Go to Jory Cho, the sophomore in that spot. Here's McNeil. McNeil's got room. McNeil again, open palm to the elbow. Sydney Anderson. How many times do you think she's pulled that in both games here, Matt?
Oh, I lost count, and that was a good defensive play, even though I think there might have been an offensive foul there called on her, but
McNeil was looking into the middle, and Shakespeare's got side, trying to get to the ball, but passed too far in front, swept away by the goalie, but turned right back over. Skyline gains possession, sharp angle, shot over the top off the crossbar again. Might have kissed it on the way across. Saline retains their 2-goal lead.
a couple of players there look like they're starting to lose some energy, which isn't much of a surprise considering the short bench, but still playing hard.
That is one thing they have done all game, and it's going to be another exclusion here on Lauren Sloan. Into the middle, Enrique Shakespeare cuts off the pass. Going to be a timeout, and I believe a 30-second timeout. 2:46 to go. She'll take her 30. Got 1 full timeout left here, down by 2.
Time starting to become a factor, but there's still a lot of time left with the margin only being 2 goals.
You know, I remember doing a game a long time ago on PA where with about 3 minutes to go, it was 9-7, and the final score was 14-13 in regulation. So I've seen crazier things.
I've definitely seen teams inside 30 seconds down 2 come back and tie it. So
3 minutes is a lot of time, just under 3 minutes here to go. Sloan, right side. Enrique Shakespeare gets side again. Crash comes. Back to the outside, opportunity here. Andrew Vaughn off the crossbar again. 2:30 to go. And it's going to be Skyline's ball. McNeil has it out the far side. McNeil is shot again off the crossbar. Taken away by Saline, rather.
Still like that aggression on the offensive side by Skyline, especially with the clock starting to become a factor.
Boy, might have to change these cages out for Dents after this game. Up the pool, turn back over to Saline. Anderson has Alexander breaking down but can't get back to the ball. Enrique Shakespeare takes it away, and they're going back up the pool. Back ahead, Skyline, and ball undering herself that time was Anderson. They got Sloan in front, taken away by Burchart. Contact to the head that time, but I think inadvertent on a stroke.
Yep, and on a loose ball, so established position as the official. Award it to the defense there.
Saline with the ball, 1:40 to go. Looks like there might be a little cherry picking just for a half beat going on. into set. Here's Cook way outside towards 5 meters. Near side, here's Dory Cook. Oyemba from the outside. Back to Cook, turned back over. Shot clock violation. Going to be a timeout here for Ann Arbor Skyline with 1:20 to go, down 2.
Yeah, good timeout there by Skyline. You're pretty much down to, you figure, 2 possessions, 2 full possessions. You're down 2. You need to make it count. You absolutely need to get a goal here. Good to talk it over. Those timeouts don't carry over to the next game, so.
Can't take them with you. Can't take them with you. And reminder, all game scores will be updated on the website after. We won't update the brackets until tonight after the All-State announcement. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's only one person doing all that, so might take a little longer than you all would like.
Good things are worth waiting for, though.
And again, I'm sorry that you're all going to have to watch me for the All-State presentations later. That'll come up just after the completion of the semifinal upcoming. Starting in about an hour. Ann Arbor Huron wins it and will punch their ticket to the 5th place game 13-2, the final, over Birmingham Seaholm. So the 5th place game will be at East Kentwood, I believe, tomorrow morning. Birmingham Seaholm playing in the 7th place game now, so the loser of this game will get Birmingham Seaholm. Winner gets a game with Ann Arbor Huron. So the right to be in the top 5.
And I know people are wondering, because I think I myself even had this question, why the games are, you know, going the way they are tomorrow, 9, 10, 11, 12, pretty quick, unlike, you know, how they normally are. And I believe, if I remember correctly, that had to do a lot with the COVID protocols going on and making sure everything got in under one test and making sure we didn't have to retest athletes. So
that is spot on.
It's a little unusual, but it's something certainly that we have to be flexible in a COVID year still here.
We'd like to run everything the way we always have at one pool and have the big crowds and have everything like that and have everything be normal, but we are an organization that is just trying to put on water polo games within the scope of the rules that were given. Here's Enrique Shakespeare with Broom, and she puts it in. It's a 1-goal game with 1:07 to go.
Good offensive play call there. Again, that 1-2 side, they found the open player this time and got rewarded for it.
I have a broadcaster's jinx in my head, Matt, but I don't think I want to say it.
Well, especially with me here.
Audrey Cook has the ball for Saline. Going to be at least one more possession for Skyline, as long as they don't give up an offensive rebound at the end of the clock.
I mean, if you're Saline here, you need to use as much clock unless you get a great look.
And they do have an okay look. Center head side, that was Burchard. Here's a drive by Anderson, the lefty, stepped in front of by McNeil. No timeouts left for Skyline. Skyline got a bust up the pool. They got Enrique Shakespeare with a little bit of space. Aaliyah Tracy looking up the pool. 40 seconds on the game clock, 23 on the shot clock. Here's Enrique Shakespeare. Gives it down the near side. Here's Jory Cho, chance to tie. Big stop by Holloway.
Big save there, but they're going to get another chance.
Skyline, shot clock is off, has the ball. Down on the far side, it's Olivia Andrew Vaughn. To the top, and turned over to Anderson. Timeout left on the board here, turned over again to Skyline.
Here comes
13 on the shot clock, ordinary foul.
Goalie's coming out too.
10 seconds on the game clock. Looks like Aaliyah Tracy's going to try and tie this one at the buzzer. She will. The shot is blocked in front by Audrey Cook. Cook holds on to the ball, and they're going to call the game. It will be Saline 3, Ann Arbor Skyline 2 at the buzzer. It came right down to the end. Saline tried to take a timeout as time expired, but the officials ruled the horn came after the game horn.
And a tremendous effort by both teams, but especially there. Congratulations to Saline being able to manage that quick turnaround. And they battled hard, and they got rewarded here with a good 3-2 victory.
And the Saline Hornets will have an opportunity to play for 5th place. Congratulations to them. Ann Arbor Skyline takes the loss here in a 3-2 final, a pair of 1-goal loss at the state tournament, never easy. But they'll have a night to sleep on it and try and get right tomorrow.
Yeah, and that 7th place game sometimes isn't easy, but you usually go into it thinking, here's our opportunity to get a W and end our season with a win. which not everybody gets to do. So
we will take a break here. We will bring it back. The state semifinal from Hudsonville between Grandville and Hudsonville is up next on the MWPA Network. Well, this is the state semifinal between the Hudsonville Eagles and the Grandville Bulldogs, a rematch of the District 1 championship game, which the Hudsonville Eagles won 8-6 was the final in that one. We expect a good one here. Both of these teams have cemented a top 4 finish. This is the first top 4 finish for the Grandville Bulldogs as a solo team ever. For the Hudsonville Eagles, they're trying to defend their state championship streak. They've won 3 in a row. They're here. They get a district rival opponent in the semifinals for the right to play for the state championship tomorrow at noon at East Kentwood. Harrison Watt, Matt Latham here on the call on the MWPA network. Matt, we expect this to be a very compelling game.
Yeah, these two teams a couple weekends ago at the regional tournament played to a very tight game. The district championship game was a very tight game. There's no reason to think that this won't be anything but a tight game. Head coaches here, Ian Hewitt of the Hudsonville Eagles, former coach of the year. Mitch Fountain for the Grandville Bulldogs in the white vest. Down to our right. 7 minutes on the clock, 30 in the shot clock. 4 timeouts aside, score 0-0 as we get set here for the start of the state semifinal. I think a couple things that I'm going to look forward to in this game is see how Grandville tries to defend the center position, especially after Sophia had such a great opening round game earlier today, as well as how Grandville handles that good pressure that Hudsonville has defensively with their press.
Eagles won their quarterfinals 16-2 over Saline. They played in the second game. The Bulldogs played a 4-3 win, a physical game against Ann Arbor Skyline. They had a little bit more rest, but definitely, I think, a little more wear and tear in terms of the game they played.
Yeah, but hopefully that isn't too much of a factor. At a minimum, the adrenaline is pumping, and you just got to leave it all in the pool right now. You have 28 minutes to get yourself into the state championship game.
Eagles will start it out with Wilson, Kuiper, Persh, DeYoung, Biriuk, on the far side, Tuttle, as well as Widner. The Bulldogs go like this: Potteray, Bargain Quas, Alyssa Light. In goal, it'll be Leah Green, Maddie Light, Isabel Castro, Sarah Kelly. Bulldogs white caps right to left, Eagles dark caps left to right. So again, these two teams have cemented themselves in the top 4 in the state. It's a trip to the state finals on the line. Today's officials are Brent Augustine and Raheem Brown. First whistle, we are underway here in the state semifinal. The MWPA network. Ball dropped into the center, opening sprint won by Lauren Potteray of the Grandville Bulldogs. Working it up the middle part of the pool, Alyssa Light looking for help there on the outside, gives it to Castro. Castro, one-on-one on that far side with Tuttle. Back up top, here's Alyssa Light. Light looking for help, 10 on the shot clock, she's at the point, working on Marley Persh. Into the middle, there's Castro, little room, 3 on the shot clock, got to get rid of it. Dumps it out far side, Kelly drops that one far into the corner on the dump, as it was going to be a shot clock violation there. 6:29 to go here in the first.
And right off the bat, you see the good Hudsonville defense. Shot clock kind of reset there a little quickly, which is why we didn't hear the horn, but the officials were right on top of it.
Biriuk, right corner, gave it to Tuttle. Now she'll drive down that right lane, working on Maddie Light. She's got side, into the middle, Biriuk, who had a big quarterfinal, and she scores! Sophia Biriuk gives the Eagles the lead early in this one.
And it does not take long to see once again. She was a big factor last game, already a big factor early on in this one.
7 goals in the quarterfinal for Sophia Biriuk, who continues to power her way out here. Bulldogs setting something up with the goalkeeper here, back out at mid-pool. It's 1-0 Hudsonville, 52 seconds in.
It's always good to have 1 or 2 plays after giving up a goal just to get your team focused.
They swing it down to the right side to Kelly. Kelly's got a battle for it, and it is won this time by Kelly. She hangs on to the ball, 15 seconds off the shot clock. Into the middle, trying to set that one near side for Castro. Inside 10 seconds on the shot clock, mugged from behind. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Back to the outside, here's Alyssa Light. Light with 4 on the shot clock, gotta get rid of it. She's gonna fly that one on goal, and she hits the goal post. Now a chance up the pool.
Yeah, Hudsonville looks like they got a slight advantage down the pool. See if they notice it.
Took them a little while to take advantage of it right in front for Biruk into a cluster, taken away by Alyssa Light. Bargain-Quast breaking away.
Yeah, and on that counter, you usually like to see kids spread out a little bit so you get more space, kind of like what Grandville's doing right here.
Here's Bargain-Quast. She's got Light in deep, ball in hand, takes the shot, crossbar and a goal! Isabel Bargain-Quast ties it up here. 5:12 to go in the first. It snuck just over the goal line.
And again, a really good counterattack there. They spread out, forced the defense to make a decision, had plenty of time to shoot as a result, and put a good shot on cage.
5-12 to go in the first. 1-1 the score between Hudsonville and Grandville. They've got a little bit of space up the pool in the middle. It was Wilson who had a monster district championship game against these Bulldogs. Now here's Persh into the middle. Coming out to play, it's the goalkeeper, Green, and she takes it away. Aggressive play. We've seen that work for her here today already.
Yep, and a good heads-up play there. Without that, that's going to end up as a really good opportunity for Hudsonville.
Up the pool near side for Poteray. Kind of a bunch formation at the top here. Trying to get a driver in there. Poteray pops the ball, puts it in play, looking for Light. Light watching the offense try and get something going here. Castro drives down the middle. Not much of anything. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Ball turned over in the center, and now the Bulldogs got some problems. Up the right side of the pool, Tuttle breaking away. Pass by DeYoung, little short. It'll let Poteray get there, and she just misses the ball. Kuiper breaking down the middle, though. They're going to set it in. They center it. Alyssa Light takes it away on a center pass and on a front there defensively, so turned over by the Eagles.
Yeah, again, another opportunity. It took a minute to get the ball down, and then again on the cross pool, they had somebody wide open, but just didn't quite see it in time.
On the right side, Poteray has it, draws the ordinary foul on Tuttle. 15 on the shot clock, puts it right back in play. Alyssa Light has it. Trying to get something going here inside 10 seconds on the shot clock. This is the third possession she's been caught like this. Kelly couldn't get back to the ball, and now they got to rush the other direction. Here's Biruk, puts it down and starts moving. Tuttle to the right side, spacing out the rush. Centered in, here's Persh. Persh waiting for help. Persh still looking, one-on-one here with Alyssa Light. Throws it in there, and a big stop by Leah Green. Got the right arm over, and Biruk had a golden opportunity, and I think it was in the midst of her freestyle stroke that she got the save.
Yeah, that's easily the best save so far.
Grandville has it back up on offense. And a ball under here, I believe. Or was a push-off, Matt?
Ball under there.
Ball under here on Lauren Poteray as the Eagles coming back up the pool. Trying to counter again on Grandville. Tuttle tosses a pass down right side, Biruk. Persh has side on the rush. Persh to the middle. Power move, a shot off the goal post. Marley Persh with a good shot.
Good look there by Hudsonville. They're doing a better job on spacing, which is resulting in some of these opportunities.
Green surveys the pool up right side for Castro. Trying to work it up the right side of the pool. Going to have somebody here in a moment. It's Bargain-Quast. Bargain-Quast turns inside, trying to draw the ordinary. Now she powers her way towards the cage. It's going to be an ordinary a little later than she wanted. Now she's got to pull it outside, too, with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Bargain-Quast sets to the middle. Here's Light. Put her hand on top of the ball and lost possession. And now the Eagles with a good defensive play and steal it away. Right look there offensively, Matt.
Yeah, kind of looks like we're in store for another low-scoring game.
At least early, 2:10 to go in the quarter. Entry pass stolen away there by Green.
Maybe some early nerves on some of these passes. Again, looked like Marley was opening up there, but just led her a little too far.
Here's Kelly, up over mid-pool slowly, takes a stroke, 15 on the shot clock. Looking right side for Bargain-Quast, working on Kuiper. Trying to turn, draws the ordinary out there. She winds up, she'll lob the shot. DeYoung makes the stop.
Very good awareness there by DeYoung to recognize that shot was probably coming.
Meanwhile, in the other state semifinal, Rockford has opened up a 1-0 lead on East Grand Rapids in the first. Trying to draw the upset there. Entry pass, here's Persh, one-on-one with Kelly. Persh a little room, couple pump fakes, skips the shot wide left of the goal. She had Wilson driving after the rebound, just couldn't hit her. Green surveys the pool, looks up, 1:15 to go on the clock, and she never put it in play.
Never popped the ball.
No, she did not.
Official again right on top of it was looking at her the whole time. Their arms were up the entire time.
That is an issue. You got to pop the ball, put it in play somehow these days. Tuttle on the right side, got Persh wide open for the alley-oop, and she slams it home. 2-1 Hudsonville.
And as you see, sometimes that happens when the goalie turns it over like that without popping it. It leads to a great opportunity for Hudsonville because the defense isn't quite set yet because they're all hustling to get back.
They're going to drop Holly Bankson into the pool here for Maddie Light here, will the Grandville Bulldogs on the substitution. 1:08 to go in the first. Running something here on offense off the reset. Kelly's got it. Kelly drops it off to Bargenquast, right into the middle here. Bargenquast into the middle of the center. Here's Bankson, the shot, and a good stop by Macy DeYoung again. And she gets 2 hands on it. Not sure that Bankson put it exactly where she wanted it, but a big stop early nonetheless to keep it a 1-goal lead.
Yep, and another good look there for Grandville. The goalies look like they're on point right now.
Both of them have made some big stops already. Here's Beery who powers towards the goal. Another big stop by Green. Now a swim race into the corner for it. And it's going to be a ball under. Hudsonville ball, the net's empty. Beeryuk's got to take it outside, and it gives Green a chance to get back in goal.
That call could have gone either way. It's not an automatic penalty when you're out that far.
It's going to be an exclusion on Sarah Kelly now. Came just before that shot officially registered. No shot clock now as Kelly's into the corner. Taken away by Castro. Castro up the pool. And he wanted an exclusion there. He didn't get it. Probably could have. Castro drops it back for Bankson. Bankson end of the quarter here. Couldn't get the shot away. And it is 2-1 Hudsonville at the end of the first quarter in an exciting state semifinal.
I got to say that was a tough no call. You know, the officials trying to balance. Is the advantage really lost because she does have inside water. You don't necessarily want to blow it too early, but that is certainly one that could have gone as an exclusion, but the officials decided to let it go.
And they do, and it's 1:44 to go till the start of the second. It's 2-1 Hudsonville, and kind of like we thought, this should be a pretty good game. These are two teams that have had a lot of success this year. Grandville Bulldogs have played the most games of any team in the state. The Hudsonville Eagles, they're only 3 losses, 2 to number 1 in the state and 1 to Rockford, so they've been pretty well tested as well.
Yep, so it's no surprise that you're seeing everything they got right now. And there's no surprise that this is a close, tight game, as we said. It's pretty much what we expected. Great opportunities on both sides, good offense, good defense, good goaltending.
Both teams have all 4 timeouts here. So we head to the second, take a look here at the other state semifinal, and again, Rockford remains in the lead, 1-0. That is the end of the first quarter over East Grand Rapids.
Yeah, that might be an upset in the rankings, but as we said earlier today, there's no such thing as an easy game.
No, not at the state tournament. Rockford and EGR have a good rivalry. Of course, Rockford's one of Rockford's former star players, Justin Hulsebus, the head coach at East Grand Rapids, so knows that program well. It's a program that hasn't lost a game yet. They're 24-0 right now. The Rockford Rams currently actually lead the state in wins with 25 so far in the season.
Yeah, Rockford's a battle-tested program too. They've been in the top 4. They know what it's like. They've been in the state finals, recently. So they're not going to go away easily.
Katie Claren has been to the state finals enough times to know how to get there for one. But if she gets there, she is going to be a tough matchup for either team that she sees. Bulldogs trying to pump themselves back up as they trail it by 1 here.
The other thing I'll say about that play at the end of the quarter is sometimes as an official, if you feel that the offensive player is trying to bait you into a call, that'll kind of cause you to hesitate to call it because you generally want to see the players power through contact and don't necessarily play for the call. So bottom line is that Grandville's got to shake that off and get refocused here for the second quarter.
Yep, and I think you're right. I think that's what Castro was probably trying to do. And she got good position, just Apparently not quite good enough there. So now, start of the second quarter, it's a 1-goal game. Hudsonville trying to defend their streak of 3 consecutive state championships. And the Bulldogs just trying to get there for the first time ever. It'll be Wilson against Potteray. Second quarter sprint underway. We would be remiss if we did not mention our goal judges. Pete Hewitt to our right, to our left, Brendan Cortad. Foul out at mid-pool and ordinary here on Wilson as Bargain-Quast picks it up and the Bulldogs start their offense.
Pete did tell me between games that we got to save some zingers to him.
We might have to. Persh takes the ball away here. Persh working it up the pool. Bulldogs getting beat here in transition, but the Eagles nearly turn it over. Beery playing out at the point. Floats a pass down to Jenna Kuiper. Trying to get into center here for Taylor Wilson. Pass comes into center. Wilson on her back, and she scores! Taylor Wilson, top left corner. It's a 3-1 lead.
Good patience there in the center position. Made sure she got a good clean step out move and put a good shot in the corner of the cage.
Bulldogs going to go to the bench here. They're going to drop in Maddie Light.
I know it's still early, but this seems to be, at least to me, feels like kind of a critical moment. You don't want to fall behind by 3-4 goals against a very, very veteran group as far as being here that the Hudsonville Eagles are.
Bulldogs will also drop in Cameron Pasteur here. Now they run the play, and Bargain-Quast has some space. Got inside water as well, and she has the opportunity to shoot. She fires and scores! It's a 3-2 lead for Hudsonville as the Bulldogs respond right after giving up that third goal.
And that's exactly how you want your team to respond. You're going to put one in our net, I'm going to go right down and put one in yours.
And you're right, that does turn out to be a big moment. 6:15 to go in the second. It's back to a 1-goal game.
Yeah, I know 3 goals is still not a lot, but you just have that feeling that with a group that's never been there before, that this is new, trying to figure things out, that the closer this game is, the better it is for them.
Bankson trying to work her way around on Persh. Persh nearly turned it over. Green's got to head back to the cage now. Persh pulls it outside 2, pops the ball, puts it in play. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Persh floats one over the top of the formation, and the Bulldogs are headed the other way. Wilson flies that one out to the right side. 5:45 to go in the half. Green puts the ball in play.
I'll remind folks that the clock on the live stream is not official.
Yes, the clock on the live stream is not official. It's not hooked up to our scoreboard.
Somebody maybe had accidentally pressed stop there.
Into the middle, Bargain-Quast trying to power her way through 3 Eagles there, and she turns it over. Got into a bit of a swarm there. Rockford in the second quarter still leading it 1-0 on East Grand Rapids. Interesting there. Rockford had to play a tough game, had the shorter break. There's a drop there. Here's a chance for Kuiper, short side, floats this one into the middle, into traffic, and it's turned over to the Bulldogs.
Good defensive help there to prevent that cross-cage pass from happening.
Now here's a rush up the pool. Bargain-Quast got to be quick as Wilson comes back in good order and an ordinary foul from the back. Bargain-Quast, top right corner, and hits the crossbar. 4:45 to go here in the second. Off the ordinary foul, took her time getting back to the ball, but nearly tied this one back up.
Yep, good look.
Out at mid-pool, an ordinary foul drawn by Persh on Bankson. And an offensive foul in the middle there. Ian Hewitt didn't like it. Bulldogs put it in play. Bankson looking for some help here. Doesn't have a lot of options. Kicks it back to Bargain-Quast out at mid-pool.
Smart play, be patient, allow your teammates to come down the pool.
Pass thrown into a 50-50 area and turned over to Hudsonville. Tuttle with a nice play. Now Tuttle looking up the pool. She'll drop it back to the goalkeeper instead with 4:15 to go in the second. 3-2 Eagles lead. Here's Kuiper. Kuiper looking up the right side for Wilson. Wilson's had an excellent postseason. And a push off there on Wilson offensively, so a turnover. Bulldogs trying to get up the pool here quick, make something happen. Flown up the pool near side to Potteray. Potteray is going to have somebody in the middle. It's Bargenquast. She's got her. Bargenquast got to be careful. She's swimming into some traffic, and she gets ball undered from the front that time by Percy. She put her head down.
Yeah, she put her head down. She's got to recognize that defender that's sliding over right in front of her and just pull the ball to safety. Possessions are critical in close games.
And Biriuk with a push-off offensively, and it's a turnover on the Eagles. Now the Bulldogs working it back up the pool. Here's Potteray protecting the ball. Draws the ordinary foul. Looking for an option here. And it's going to be an exclusion on Kuiper.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, no, I think it was in the... Was that in the center on 6? Because 6 is swimming to that quarter.
No, she was on the perimeter on 6. There was a drive, and she did hold her up on the drive.
Impeding.
Yes.
Good catch by our resident official here. And again, another critical moment in the game for both teams. You get the stop here for Hudsonville, and you remain up a goal. If you don't, Grandville is back in, and it's tied. Pretty obvious math there. And again, we take another look at the other semifinal. We're in a timeout. And East Grand Rapids currently trails Rockford 1-0 in the second quarter of that state semifinal. So a potential upset brewing over there at East Kentwood.
Yeah, and the longer that game goes, you just have to wonder how kids are going to react to being in a close game on both sides. EGR, have they been battle tested enough to be able to make the right adjustments and pull that out? I'm pretty sure it's a senior laden team over there.
Well, they are 13-0 in games against top 10 opponents coming into the state tournament, 14-0 including their quarterfinal win. But they haven't played a lot of close games. You're right. The closest games they really played were Hudsonville early in the season, maybe week 2 or 3, when they won it by 1 at when East Grand Rapids won it by 9-8. That was at East Grand Rapids. Other than that, a couple of 3-goal games here and there, but they remain undefeated and really mostly untested to their mettle.
Yeah, so now they're going to, trial by fire, see how they react and handle that.
If you're interested in that game as well, both of these good games. Alec Mull and Joey Sutherland are on the call. And you're right. It's one of those things when you let a team like that hang around, you get in some danger. You and I have both seen it in hockey. Sometimes the team, the lower seed, if they hang around long enough, it becomes a little bit tough. It gets in your head as the higher seeded team.
Yeah, you just get a little tense, and you want your kids to be as relaxed as they possibly can be, play loose, so that way they don't necessarily overthink situations and cause unnecessary turnovers.
3:21 to go in the second. Exclusion here on Wilson. Bulldogs have the 6-on-5. Pass to Castro, and she's going to turn it over on the pass right away. Castro getting after it. She takes it back. Castro's got Bargenquast in the middle. Turns, scores! Isabel Bargenquast, we're tied.
Great heads-up play on both sides, and the 6-on-5 defensively on the steal, and then getting the ball right back, finding the open player in front of the goal for an easy look.
3-3, 3 minutes to go in the second. Here in the state semifinal, Kuiper has it right side. A little bit of a movement play in the middle here. Kuiper draws the ordinary foul. Persh has got side, but not a lot of room there to give her the ball. 15 on the shot clock and ticking. Up top, here's Biriuk. Biriuk from the outside sets it into the middle here for Persh and ran into a 2-on-1 defensively and taken away by the Bulldogs.
Grandville really looks like they've settled down nicely in this quarter, playing much tougher on the defensive end and making sure they control the ball on the offensive side.
Winged up the pool, long pass ahead by Green here. Here's Pastor on the right side. Throws it in the middle to Alyssa Light. Light's got some room up there, looking for somebody. Bargenquast cutting to the middle, and the pass is broken up by Persh and taken away by Biriuk. Biriuk's going to have Tuttle up the middle here. Potteray trying to catch her from the outside. She does and spins her around. Now she's in a tight press up top. Maddie Light coming over to help out. Ordinary foul there. Bulldogs will drop it back. 15 on the shot clock.
Good defensive recovery by Grandville. Prevents that counterattack.
Wilson has it up top. She's made a living up there in this postseason. Shot blocked away by Castro. 1:40 to go here in the second. 3-3 the score. Bargenquast, left side. Drops it back to Poteray. Poteray's got it. Draws the ordinary. Thinking about it. Won't take it. Sets it in the middle. Maddie Light put her hand on top of the ball, and she'll get ball undered for it. Yep. Matt, as a coach, those drive you nuts.
Yep. Unforced turnover, so to speak.
Into the middle. Here's Berriuk. Berriuk trying to step out on Alyssa Light. Shot is blocked away. Tries again. The lob is over. Top of the goal. Near chance for Sophia Berriuk. And the Bulldogs get it back with 1:10 to go in the second.
Good center defense there. Actually pretty good offense too. Being patient, trying to create some space, but the defense was just a little better. Didn't allow that space to happen.
Poteray turns her defender and draws the exclusion on Tuttle. Big spot here for Grandville. Tied late in the half. Cross pool pass here for Pastor. Brings it down to the 2-meter line. Back up for Castro. Drops it back for Bargenquast. Down right side, Pastor. Pastor thinking about it, won't take it. Up top, Bargenquast thinking about it. Now she does off the crossbar. Rebound in front, box out play, and a good one by Marley Persh.
Pretty good 5-on-6 defense there by Hudsonville.
30 seconds to go in the half. Ian Hewitt wants a timeout. 3-3 the score as we crawl close to the half. Have to give these fans credit. Two great fan bases here on hand. They have been excellent. Nice and loud for us, Matt.
Nice and loud?
Nice and loud. Nice. They've been very nice. Very accommodating.
And loud.
Yeah. They gave us our space. We're sorry that we're in your way.
You know, we did kind of take the best seats in the house.
Yeah, center pool right in the front row, but this is where the internet works best. Another look at that state semifinal from the other side. It is still Rockford 1, East Grand Rapids nothing in the second. I believe East Grand Rapids has the ball right now. And it looks like they've missed the net on another one. I'm watching it now as it was nearly 1-1 there. I think that looked like Claire Whitting's shot.
And sometimes you wonder on the offensive side when you have that 0 on the scoreboard or like a goal on the scoreboard and the ball's just not going in, does it start to creep in your head a little bit? It impacts you in future possessions. I mean, hopefully you try to tell the kids each possession stands on its own. So no matter what happens, you got to forget about what just happened and keep moving forward.
So Hudsonville taking the breadth of their timeout here to talk this one over and try and take a lead into the half. You know what, for either team, if Hudsonville can take a lead into the half, that's a big momentum boost.
Yeah,
if Grandville goes tied, that's a momentum boost for them.
Yeah, that's why I think that was a pretty good timeout there by Hudsonville. The last few offensive possessions this quarter, you haven't gotten much going, so kind of talk things over, regroup.
Ian Hewitt, very positive reinforcement coach, great guy. Former coach of the year in the MWPA. Son of a coach, son of an official.
It's a small community, the water polo world.
Ball in from the far side. DeYoung will take it. Plays it up top here for Tuttle. Drive out here. Right side, Kuiper. Tuttle swings back to the opposite side. Ordinary foul on the Bulldogs. Motion still coming. Exclusion on Castro here in the middle. Opportunity for the Eagles. Shot clock turned off. They have the full clock to work with here. They work it left side for Wilson. Wilson drops the pass. Thought about shooting before she had the ball. Cross pool pass for Persh. Persh off the goalpost. Rebound. They score! Sophia Berriuk picks up the rebound with 5 seconds to go in the half. The Eagles convert, and it's 4-3 Hudsonville.
I was going to say, no matter what happened on that 6-on-5, they drew an exclusion, so it already was a positive possession after that timeout. Converting that 6-on-5, though, is huge.
So we'll see what they draw up here. Alyssa Light Gonna take the shot from mid-pool, blocked away. We'll go to the half. Hudsonville leads it 4-3 in this state semifinal. Matt, we'll take a little break, bring it back with some more analysis here. Well, state semifinals have been good. Both games are one-goal games at the half. The Eagles of Hudsonville lead here 4-3. Grandville trailing. And the other one, East Grand Rapids, still trails it 1-0. That is could be a result here at the half.
I'll say in that second quarter there, I mentioned it at the beginning that it was critical that Grandville respond down 3-1. They did. I give Hudsonville credit. They finally regrouped on that timeout, got a good play going, got some movement going, drew an exclusion and converted. So very well played game here so far, very well coached game.
They look loose too, this Grandville team. Hudsonville battling away as they always do. Wilson will take the sprint to our left. To our right, Lauren Potteray. If you're wondering, the Hudsonville cheering section is wrapped all the way around us. A unique situation to broadcast within. Not as bad as some of the college hockey rinks that I'm used to, Matt.
Oh, not at all.
The Lawson Lunatics? Woo.
Yos.
Apparently we just missed 4 1-on-nobodies in a row, and it is still 1-0 Rockford.
It's good goaltending. That's what that is.
Could be. Could be a number of things.
Without seeing it.
Yeah. I would assume so. The goalie did block him.
Okay.
That's what we're getting. Our live scoreboard here, Maddie Zink has joined us. Ball is down. Sprint underway. One back by Grandville. They'll get the first possession of the second half. They just look loose. They really look loose down there, that bench, Matt.
Yeah, and that, it's funny because you never want to say you have nothing to lose because it is a state semifinal game, but in the sense of being top 4 is already an incredible accomplishment for them.
Kelly tried one more pass there and just might not have been confident in herself putting it away, and DeYoung takes the ball away. But you're right, it's their first time here, and they're trying to enjoy the moment. Hudsonville, meanwhile, continues to show their senior experience. Here's Pershin, set, step-out move, tries the shot, rang it off the crossbar. Big rebound, sealed off this time by Castro.
Good look there by Marley. Unfortunate just to hit the crossbar there, but she did a good job using her legs to get that separation.
There's Kelly using that long reach to pick the ball up down the right side. Kelly looking for help, top side, Alyssa Light. Castro over the top, in deep, got to move quickly, and going to be an ordinary foul, maybe a quick whistle there. Outside to Kelly, back inside, here's Bargenquast. Bargenquast cuts to the middle, going to be an exclusion here on Taylor Wilson, her second.
Yeah, that's a big second one here in the third quarter. Again, you just got to show those hands when you're behind.
Down the right side, Kelly thinking about it. Kelly for Bargenquast. Bargenquast sewing behind her. Big stop, Macy DeYoung. DeYoung leapt on top of it, keeps it out to keep it a 1-goal Hudsonville lead.
Good stop there. She's been sharp so far here tonight.
Right side, Kuiper. Trying to work it into the middle, instead goes back up top to Biriut. Biriut thinking about it. Dumps this one into the corner smartly, and this will be a Bulldog ball here. Not much opportunity to counter as the Bulldogs got to go pick it back up.
Yep, good, smart play. Live to fight another day.
Are you doing the All-State on the same
Up the right side, Bulldogs have it. Light trying to turn Ellie Tuttle. Tough customer there defensively. Castro has Purse pressing on her on the outside. Castro got somebody coming in from behind. Kelly sunk that time. Into the middle looking for Bargenquast. Bargenquast has it in the middle, 5 on the shot clock. She's inside, can't shoot. Back to the outside, here's Castro, long shot, picked up that time by DeYoung. Now here come the Eagles in transition. They're up the pool 2-on-1. Hirsch has it. She's got Tuttle over the top. Tuttle, big stop by Leah Green.
Yeah, that was a good, smart play there by the Hudsonville goaltender DeYoung to get that ball down the pool.
All over the top looking for Bargenquast. Going to be Eagle ball. Good seal off that time by Wilson. Now the Bulldogs got to get back. It's going to be another 2-on-1 here. Down the left side looking for Ellie Tuttle. Tuttle nearly turned it over. Trying to get the shot away. Good defensive play this time by Grandville again.
Again, Coach Hewitt wanted a call there, but I think that's a good no call. The goalie did not look like she made contact there. The other two defenders came around and stole that ball.
Bargenquast draws the foul, thinking about it, won't take it, got to get rid of it here with a defender coming from behind. Kelly drops it off to Castro, uncomfortably so. Castro back for Kelly. Quick pass near side, Maddie Light out near mid-pool. Light's got room, thinking about it, won't take it, draws the foul. Going to be an exclusion in the third on Taylor Wilson.
Oh, that is a huge third exclusion. She's been a playmaker for them so far this postseason.
Bargenquast, top side, gave it to Light. Back to Bargenquast, thinking about it, works her way in, deep inside 2. Looking for the player in the socket, and they turn it over that time. So Taylor Wilson's day for the Eagles unfortunately done, her third exclusion.
It's up to her teammates to pick her up now.
Here comes Persh, playmaker in her own right. Persh trying to turn. She does. A great play by Persh. And an exclusion on Alyssa Light this time. Going to be a timeout for Hudsonville with 3:05 to go in the third quarter here. Probably the right time for it for the Eagles, trying to take a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, it's been a little chaotic the last couple of minutes. Was wondering if either one of these teams was going to use a timeout to kind of settle things down.
They'll take just a 30.
Looks like that's what Hudsonville's doing right now. Referee's just reminding the Hudsonville bench that 6 had 3 there.
Yep. Good play here by the director of officials, Brent Augustine. Tuttle has it right side. Gave it to Kuiper. Over the top, pass a little too far. Kuiper walks it in. Looking for a lane. Kuiper, far side. Persh scores! Marley Persh makes it a 2-goal game.
Great pass, great shot. Marley put herself in a good position there. Did not disappoint with a strong finish.
5-3 Hudsonville. And again, you get the sense that the next couple possessions for Grandville are key in terms of responding.
Yep. They responded once. Let's see if they can do it again.
Green off the reset. Bulldogs will run a set play here. Pass near side to Light. Light looking for help. Swings it down deep to Potteray. Their center's got side. That's Maddie Light. Light steps out to the ball. Ordinary foul that time. Over the top for Potteray. 10 on the shot clock. Potteray trying to cut towards the middle. Drops it off for Maddie Light. Light into center. Castro. Backhand shot. She scores! Oh, it's a beauty on a backhand. Top left corner.
You love to see that. Great patience using the entire shot clock. There was about 3 seconds to go on that possession before that shot was taken off. No panic here in Grandville as they quickly respond to Hudsonville going up by 2.
.224 to go in the third. Moment to go. East Grand Rapids' Claire Whitting puts a 5-meter off the post and in to tie the game. So it is 1-1 there. It is 5-4 Hudsonville here in the third.
And this is what you want as a fan, as individuals that just want to see good hard water polo. You want to see good, tough games.
Big goal that time by Persh. A great move to lean back, take the space, and fire it in. 6-4 Hudsonville.
And she is having a terrific performance in this game, especially in this quarter. Certainly a first-team All-State tournament effort, as well as potentially an MVP effort.
And it's turned over. Didn't see what happened that time, Matt. Were they past half?
I was messing around with the clock here, so I did not see what happened there.
You have to look back at that one. Biriuk in the center drops it back off. Eagles up 2, trying to go up 3 here on offense. Exclusion on Castro, who threw an ordinary foul and then stayed too close.
Yep, went and attacked the player that had not gone live yet with the ball.
Here's Kuiper, right side, looking to go short side, now cross cage, pump fake, down low, Persh the shot, she scores! Marley Persh, it's 7-4, Hudsonville.
Very similar to last 6-on-5. Marley finishes it once again, and again, we're kind of at that critical point. The next minute 47 is going to be huge here for Grandville. Might not be a bad idea to consider at least a timeout. I know sometimes you like to save them for the fourth quarter, but momentum's kind of a fickle thing where you gotta seize it and stop it when you need to.
Hudsonville kind of putting their claws into this one. 3-goal game now. Largest lead for either squad of the day. In deep. Here's Castro. Thought about the backhand. Dropped it. Bankson gives it back. One more pass. Here's Bargancloss from the outside. Sets it again into traffic. And the Bulldogs, too many passes as they'll turn it back over again. And it just seems like right now no one feels confident taking the shot, Matt.
Yeah, there was a lot of traffic there, so I understand trying to kick the ball out. But you do need somebody to step up and execute here.
Here's Biriuk. Biriuk leaning back patiently, drops it back up high, gonna turn it over to Bargancloss, and a timeout Grandville with 57 seconds on the clock here in the third.
I like that timeout. The ball actually looked like it was about to get stolen if that ordinary wasn't going to be called. And here's where you need to draw up that one play that you've been working on all year. Maybe Hudsonville hasn't seen. Try to get back in this.
Well, it is 1-1 headed to the fourth quarter between East Grand Rapids and Rockford. Hudsonville, largest lead of the day for either squad. That is the second timeout for Grandville used. Been a great game. Really, these last 4 minutes for Hudsonville where they've really taken this game over, Matt.
Yes, and that's why this next minute here is going to be pretty critical to see what Grandville can do. At a minimum, you don't want to give anything else up. You want to be at worst down 3. Hopefully here though you can get a conversion, make it a 2-goal game, and set yourself up for an exciting finish.
If you're Hudsonville, kind of sniffing blood in the water a little bit here, they've been excellent here in this quarter, and they are trying to get back to their to win their 4th straight state championship. And right now playing an excellent third quarter, about as good as you could hope for after that halftime score, Matt.
Yep, and if you're Hudsonville here, you don't want to do anything different. You just want to play good, sound defense. You're going to basically get, if you get the rebound, going to basically get a full possession anyways with a 27-second differential between the clock and shot clock. So just play good, sound defense. Don't let anything easy, because you want to sit here and be like at worst we're going to be up 3 at the end of this quarter, and if we get the opportunity, we're gonna try to be up 4.
57 seconds on the clock here in the third. The Bulldogs draw it up from mid-pool. And again, you're looking at one team here that's never been here, another team that's been here several times, and it's still been a good game. The moment has not really seemed too big for them, and for the Eagles, they lost 3 games this year, and the Eagles aren't used to losing any games, Matt, and they still continue to persevere and be where they are.
Yep, this is just, so far, this has been a well-played game between 2 very, very good teams. You see why they're in the top 4. You can understand why they're in this game. Unfortunately, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, right?
That's why we play them off the reset. Trying to get a quick opportunity here. Winged on goal, and the shot is short. Taken away here by DeYoung. For a goalkeeper, look at how quick DeYoung is after that ball. Got some wheels on her. Up the pool, here's Biriuk. Biriuk's got inside water. Biriuk powers to the goal and scores!
Hudsonville again, so dangerous in transition. Grandville kind of got caught watching their shot there. Sophia did a good job in transition, what we call pulling through, getting through the offensive player and getting down the pool.
8-4 Hudsonville late in the third. Grandville trying to get back within 3 here. 26 seconds on the shot clock, 27 seconds right now on the game clock as time ticks away. Eagles trying to find themselves back into the state title game. Bulldogs trying to stay alive here. Here's Castro. Castro in deep, kicks it back out and turned it over. Good positioning there by Biriuk.
Yeah, Grandville needs to regroup here. They got to get out of these 10 seconds, only down 8-4.
DeYoung takes the ball. They will bleed out the clock here. On the third quarter, we'll go to the fourth. Hudsonville leads at 8-4 on the Grandville Bulldogs in the state semifinals. From the other pool, East Grand Rapids is tied 1-1 with Rockford in the fourth quarter. It's a 6-on-5 for the Pioneers as they set this one up. And looks like it's inside 2. Waiting to see here on what's going on in that other game. But these have been 2 compelling games, Matt. And Matt, we've seen some really good games at the state tournament already, and that's all you can hope for. Close games for the most part. Just one that really was lopsided in this pool, one in the other that was lopsided, or really 2 in the other that were lopsided.
Yeah, and at least like in the one that was lopsided, you saw the team that got beat bounce back very, very nicely, win their second game. So it's been a great effort by the kids this weekend, and that as a fan of water polo, that's all you can ask for is the kids to just leave it all in the pool and work hard. And this year, especially being as challenging as it was, being off for such a long time, You know, everybody's been improving this year, which I think has been critical for the development of all these kids, especially missing basically a full year at least of water polo. I mean, we have sophomores that are playing that have never, you know, before this season have never played a varsity game. You have seniors even potentially that have never played a varsity game if they were on JV as a sophomore. So it's just fun to be back in the pools, and certainly enjoying today, and certainly should enjoy tomorrow too, and next week.
Next week, obviously, the boys' state tournament, then the All-Star game. East Grand Rapids has opened up a 2-1 lead right now on Rockford. Just about set for the start of the fourth. Hudsonville sensing another opportunity here to make it back to the state championship.
Well, if you're Grandville, that 2 minutes there, you know, take a deep breath, regroup. You know, you played a great first half. Let's kind of shed that third quarter, see, and just give it your all this quarter, one possession at a time. If you're Hudsonville, you want to build on that third quarter. Easily, in my opinion, the best quarter of the day, and certainly something for them to build on as they continue here in this fourth quarter.
They've got this kind of killer instinct, it appears.
That's where experience can help.
Piper nearly won the sprint, but Potteray reaches out the fingertips, and Grandville's got the ball. Start the fourth.
And it's the little things like that that matter. Now you have an extra possession.
Alyssa Light tried the pass into some pressure. Hudsonville can't get there. Bargainquas has it outside 6. Gonna try and draw the foul and shoot. Looks like she's thinking about it. She will, and she hits the goalpost. Rockford is tied up the other state semifinal. It is 2-2, by the way. 8-4 the lead. Hudsonville as they have the ball after the shot off the goalpost. Hudsonville starting it down the middle. Bulldogs trying to get some people down the pool on cherry pick. Biryuk, the shot, she scores! Sophia Biryuk handcuffs the goalie. It is 9-4 Eagles.
Yep, and again, another good look. You know, I'm sure the Greens played very, very well so far today. You know, I'm sure she wishes she has that one back, but she's got to kind of let it go too and refocus, because 5 goals with over 6 minutes to go there's still plenty of time. You just got to be efficient, be smart, and step up.
Bulldogs running something here on offense. They give it right side to Riley Chambers, who's checked in for the first time in this game. Chambers into set here for Light. Light turns, put it off the crossbar. Big rebound, and it's just out of the reach of Castro, who continues to battle for it. Now she's got it. Gives it out to Pastor. Pastor, the shot, she scores! Cameron Pastor, and it's 9-5 Hudsonville.
And that, again, another really small thing. Great hustle to get that loose ball, resulted in that goal. Never give up on a play, because you just never know what's going to happen.
5:49 to go in regulation here. Hudsonville with a 4-goal lead. Stay tuned for a little post-game show. We'll talk to the winning coach and a player from the winning team up here in the stands. Hirsch leans back, offensive here on Hudsonville.
And that's how Grandville, you know, you're going to get back in this game one defensive stop at a time.
Got to score 4 times to tie and allow none, and that is a tall order against the Hudsonville team that has won 3 straight state titles. It's turned over on the pass a little too long for Brzee to reach.
Yeah, you got to be smart with the ball too, because you don't have too many possessions left.
DeYoung had a chance down the pool and then dropped the pass. Now it's up for Persh. Persh battling to the front of the goal. Persh on Castro. Persh leans back and she scores! It's a 10-5 Hudsonville lead, and it looks like that could be the nail in the coffin potentially for the Bulldogs.
And again, another great play, another great finish there by Marley, who I think has been one of the standouts of this game for Hudsonville.
The Bulldogs getting some bodies back into the water here.
And a good job on Hudsonville to quickly get that ball down the pool for the 3-on-2 advantage.
10-5 Hudsonville here in the state semifinals.
Now, if you're Grandville, you got to respond. You got to respond quickly.
Right side, Brzee. Brzee looking for help. 50-50 ball picked up by Alyssa Light. Light backing up, drops it into the middle for Chambers. Chambers flies a shot towards the goal, partially blocked. Potter was going after the rebound and got held down a little bit there in center. Meanwhile, with 2:16 to go in the fourth quarter, EGR with a 3-2 lead. Right side, Persh, and it's going to be an exclusion on Chambers. Now the Eagles got somebody open in the middle. Bulldogs got to get back here. 4:25 to go in regulation.
Looked like a little over physical and maybe a suit grab down there that resulted in that call.
Cross pool pass. Here's Avery Morin. Morin walks in. She's got room. Thinking about it. She got the right side of the cage. Gives it instead to Kuiper. And Kuiper was inside too without the ball.
Yep, and again, our official right on top of that, right at the 2-meter line. She looked pretty deep there from our vantage point, but
good call.
But we're at mid-pool, so.
Hard for us to tell. I always thought I could tell from the opposite end of the pool as a coach, and I was told many times, no, you can't.
Yeah, well, coaches always know best, right?
That's what you told me one time when you called a simulation on one of my players. Here's Bankson with a shot over top of the goal. DeYoung nearly got her fingertips on that, but fortunately for her, she didn't. That was in this pool you called the simulation on one of my players.
It was. I believe that was a district tournament, if I remember correctly.
I thought you were mocking me when you gave me the face signal, because if you've ever seen it, it's just you put your hand in front of your face and go side to side.
And you go pretty much up and down, and yeah, it's kind of a goofy little signal, but.
Here's Biriuk in deep. She scores!
Oh, great patience there again. What people don't realize about simulation is that the best way I heard it described was actually by Scott Volz, who is a great official now living out in California, and he basically would explain it as simulation. Exaggeration is not simulation, meaning that if a player is getting fouled and embellishing, you can't call simulation, because the idea is that if you're basically taking a dive, you're not getting fouled, that's when the simulation occurs. So
I like that rule. Don't see a lot of it though.
Nope. No, pretty much for that reason. Again, there might be somebody, that there's physical contact, so you can't call simulation. As Coach Fountain there gets yellow carded.
And I think that yellow is for where he was standing.
I do believe he said something.
I think he said we had the ball. Centered in. Here's Biriuk. Biriuk leans back, lost the ball. Second attempt taken away here by the Bulldogs. 2:55 to go.
Good defense for your Grandville now, though. You got to move quick and you got to pressure on defense.
And they turn it over right away. Lauren Potteray couldn't get there, and Marley Persh sinks her teeth into this. It's a 6-goal game.
And if you're Hudsonville at this point, you got to start milking clock.
Yep, got to get that ground game going here for Hudsonville. Down the right side, Biriuk in center, far side, opportunity here, Hudsonville off the outside of the goal at the clock. It's going to be a timeout for Grandville. Hudsonville, 2 minutes and 23 seconds away from another trip to the state championship game. They lead it 11-5 on the Grandville Bulldogs, who call a timeout.
And I like over here what Brent is doing with Coach Fountain, I think explaining what happened on that play, on that call. And it kind of looks like Grandville there just emptied their bench, so maybe some inexperienced players getting some state tournament experience right now, which is good to see.
Yep, a couple of youngsters. I see a freshman in there for Grandville. Sam Gabrielese on the near side. Annie Powney on the far side. The Bulldogs trail it by 6. 2:20 to go. Bargain Quas top side has it. Lost it twice and turns it over. Hudsonville will call a timeout, and I think Ian Hewitt's probably going to do the same thing.
Yeah, that would not surprise me. I know there was one time when we were playing, I think, in a regional tournament against Pioneer, and I did not notice that Coach Hart had substituted his entire starting line during one of, I think, my timeouts, and he kind of gave me a funny look, which I laughed when I realized what was going on. And I think immediately the next time we had the ball, I called timeout and subbed, my entire bench in. Because it's a small community, you want to make sure that your sportsmanship factor is still a thing, even at the state semifinal.
Yep, and it looks like, not sure if they're going to go to the bench for anybody else. Well, Grandville, but Hudsonville will put a few new players in. 2:12 to go here.
And if you're Grandville, I've had teams end up in the third place game, and it's not the easiest thing in the world when it's the same day, because obviously the third place game is not the goal when you get to this level, but it's still it's, top three is still something. Winning a bronze medal is still something. Getting a plaque, and you still have something. Try to end the season on a win. So difference this year, they'll get a night to sleep on it, and hopefully come out tomorrow in the third place game with a lot of energy. Hudsonville, on the other hand, they're going to have a night to sleep on and think about what's possible tomorrow in the state championship game.
They played themselves a really good second half, Matt. They really adjusted well, figured it out, and they've drawn themselves a 6-goal lead.
And I haven't seen every game they've played, but this half has been very impressive by an experienced group.
One of the better halves of polo I think I've seen them play all year in the games I've seen them. Persh thought about the shot from the outside.
Exclusion there on the drive.
Yep. Impeding on the drive that time. Here's Kuiper. Works it left side, down in deep for Persh. Persh trying to draw the foul, won't do it. Cross pool pass here off the post. Blocked aside and boxed out here by Castro. Inside 2 minutes to go. EGR leading 3-2 in the other semifinal over Rockford. Looks like it's East Grand Rapids ball. Inside, I think, a minute to go. So one of those two teams trying to make the state final. They will draw a date with the Hudsonville Eagles. Long shot from the outside by Kelly, knocked away by DeYoung. And the Eagles will hold the ball, milk a little clock here. They are a minute 14 away from having another opportunity to defend 3 consecutive state titles.
And I believe this is going to be at least their 5th consecutive, state title appearance.
Going to be a timeout by head coach Mitch Fountain on that far side with 62 seconds on the clock. And the Bulldogs going to empty the bench again. New goaltender as well. And the Grandville parents give everybody a round of applause. It'll be a top 4 finish for the Bulldogs regardless. Their first ever trip to the state semifinals as a team on their own.
It's a lot to build on for a young group, so the loss might sting for a minute, but I think when they look back, they're going to be pretty happy with getting to this point in the season that they've had. There's still one game to go.
Kennedy Pierce, the backup netminder, take the ball out at mid-pool, 62 on the clock. Left side, gives it to Griffhorst. Got to look at the roster a little bit at this point. Griffhorst working on Hudsonville, drives it to the middle, kicks it out near side. Long shot, ooh, rang it off the goalpost. That time did Lara Coral, the freshman. Good to see some young players in, Matt.
Yep, and no fear there in that shot, and almost had a story to tell there when she got out of the water.
27 seconds to go, about a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Hudsonville will hold it for the break. So we're just getting word here that East Grand Rapids is going to the state final. They will meet Hudsonville. Turned over, Laura Coral has it, 12 seconds here on the game clock. Bulldogs will think about working this up the pool. That'll do it. The Hudsonville Eagles are still defending. Final score, Hudsonville 11, Grandville 5. We remind you to keep it here. We're going to talk to a Hudsonville head coach Ian Hewitt and a player here in just a few moments. Everybody else in this broadcast crew has done a phenomenal job. Matt, thanks for joining me this evening.
Thanks for having me.
We'll let you take the headset off here, and we'll wait a little bit. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to talk to a Hudsonville coach and player here in a few minutes. So we'll keep this stream running. We're going to stop this stream. We will start a new one with the all-state team announcements coming up in about 20-25 minutes here. Thanks for joining us. We're going to turn the audio off as we wait for Ian Hewitt and a coach. But again, we're going to keep the camera live.
Sophia, get over. I don't.
Oh, we are joined now by Ian Hewitt down at deck level. Ian, head coach of the Hudsonville Eagles. We're sorry about the wire here as we pass it down to the pool deck. But Ian, first of all, congratulations on making the state championship game and having an opportunity to defend your state title for the third straight time.
Thank you. Yeah, it means a lot. Our girls went out and they got the job done. They knew exactly what they had to do, and they went out and did it. So I'm super happy for them. I'm super pumped for them. So we'll see what we can bring tomorrow.
It was a close game into the half, but that third quarter, to me, inch or inch, that was probably the best quarter I think I've seen you guys play all year.
I agree. Yeah, and I told them that. I mean, I knew they had that in them, but that's what we needed, obviously. And they went out and played an excellent third quarter. They did everything right, drew some kickouts, and then we made it on the 6-on-5s, and that was absolutely huge for us. So
now you get another crack here at East Grand Rapids, who you've already seen a number of times this season. East Grand Rapids wins a close one, 3-2 over Rockford was the final at East Kentwood. So now you get a night of rest, and you'll see them at noon tomorrow, and I'm sure you're looking forward to that. But maybe keys between now and then in terms of how you prepare.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest things is preparing mentally. I'm a big believer in that, and just from now until tomorrow, we gotta get ready mentally and come out like we did in that third quarter. We've never had this format before, and so to have a night's rest, I think is gonna be awesome for both teams, and it's gonna make just an excellent game for us. And so we'll see a fully rested, two-team state championship, which is the first time that's happened. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, Ian, go get your rest and enjoy it. We'll talk to Sophia here.
Thank you.
Joined now by Sophia Biriuk. Sophia, you are live, so as I know, you probably need to keep the language PG here.
Oh, okay, I will.
Sophia, I want to say 7 goals in the first game and, 5 in this one, I think? You lose count?
I don't know.
Well, first of all, congratulations on making it back to the state championship game. Obviously, it's a different team than the last time you went, and it's interesting because you graduated so many key players, but to you, what does it mean to be able to play for the state championship again?
To play again, it kind of just feels like a redemption of last year. Last year, we were a favorite to go into the state championship, and I really feel like it means a lot to me to carry that through for the seniors that didn't get to play last year at the state championship, which they probably would have played at.
I know you're tired. It was a good game here, and what was maybe the key at halftime? Because it was I think a 1-goal game at the half, and you guys really stepped on the gas in that third quarter.
Basically, I just had the mentality that I really didn't want to lose. And I told the rest of the girls, if you need to take a deep breath and control yourself. And I thought one of the key parts of just stepping up our game at the second half was just slowing down our offense a little bit and just taking a deep breath and doing what we know what to do.
Well, Sophia, again, congratulations on a great day played. I'm sure you're wiped out after 2 games, but how do you feel about the opportunity to get to go home, go to sleep, reset, and then play the state championship tomorrow?
Honestly, pretty good. I'm really excited to feel my bed again because I got up this morning and I was like, I'm kind of nervous. I walked around my house a lot, and I tried to sit, and one of the things that I do is sit and play video games when I get a little stressed out, and I was like, I can't even do this.
Well, Sophia, again, congratulations. You played a great day, and your team definitely deserved to win here 11-5, and good luck in the state championship game tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Sophia. That'll wrap it up here for the broadcast from Hudsonville. We're going to take a short break here, 11-5, the final. Hudsonville and East Grand Rapids head to the state final. We'll bring it